I
Oh,
love how like a minute
right.
ago it was like, you got this, it's no problem. And now it's like, everything's gonna buffer.
Everything's buffering.
I don't know if it's working.
We are live, people. We are
Are
live.
we?
I think so.
Look, it's not here.
It says 21 seconds, 7
You're
seconds.
not.
Ooh, we are live. See? We are live.
All right. I think we need to download a new live player because I got a free one and it seems to not provide enough bandwidth.
Yeah, it's not doing too great. But that's perfectly fine. We're still going to do this live chat. Today, we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to talk about COVID.
Obviously. That's the title.
We're going to talk about van life and how living van life can help you with COVID.
Yep.
And not getting it, possibly. Yep. It could also hurt you, too.
Yeah.
You got to be smart where you go. And then we're also going to talk about how grateful we are. Yeah. And where we are and everything.
So let's start with some gratitude because I feel like that's the most important thing right now. There's so much terrible stuff in the news. I guess I should be recording this for the podcast.
Yeah.
So, hi everybody and welcome to Experience Van Life, the podcast. I'm Alex.
And I am Frankie.
And today we are going to be talking about COVID-19 or the coronavirus and how van life is impacted by that.
Yeah.
But first, let's talk about some gratitude.
Yeah, let's talk about what happened.
Okay, so it's been a pretty tumultuous week. Obviously, everybody's been having a hard time. The media is getting crazy. Everybody's getting worried. Toilet paper is flying off the shelves.
Things are shutting down everywhere.
Yeah, and
including
all of the mountains for our world record attempt.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunate, huh?
Yeah.
So we thought of an idea. And the idea was to get a split board and hike the rest of the resorts. And the problem is that it was so expensive.
Yeah, so if you don't know what a split board is, basically it's a snowboard that splits in half, becomes like two skis, so then you can kind of like hike up the mountain on skis, almost kind of
Correct.
like cross-country skiing. And then when you get to the top, you reattach your split board together, and then you snowboard down the mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
The problem is that these kits are very expensive. You need special bindings, you need special board, you need the skins.
There's a board, binding, skins, poles, and then you also need backcountry gear like a transceiver or a beacon or something that somebody could find you in an avalanche and safety, which we just bought recently.
Yeah.
And that's super expensive in itself. It's about $400 or more.
Right.
Depending on what you get. So I got a whole kit. And then the mountain's closed, so we need the split board, and those are at least $1,600
for a whole kit.
For a whole entire kit. Just for the board is about $800, and that's cheap.
Right. And so, we're committed to achieving this goal. Obviously, we're happy that the mountains have closed down.
Yeah.
We need to be social isolating. We need to not be gathering in big places.
Correct.
Obviously, the timing, I won't even complain about it because it's shit for everybody. Everybody's got stuff going on. Everybody's lives are being interrupted. And so this is just the particular way that it's interrupting our life in terms of not being able to accomplish this world record without hiking the mountains.
Yeah.
So Kia, the YouTuber, just popped into the live stream. I'll just say quickly hi.
Hello, how you doing?
Kia.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you very much. And as usual, we're live streaming the podcast. So if you want to be on YouTube, somebody asked me the other day if we had a regular schedule for this. No, we don't.
We're trying to make it regular. The problem is having the place to actually do the podcast.
Right. And so regular for us means like once a week, but that could be any day of the week at any time.
All right, let's get back on topic.
So we kind of announced online that we were going to be having trouble with the record. We needed to get a split board, and we weren't sure how we were going to do that. We didn't ask for help. We weren't asking for anything.
I randomly put out a thing on Instagram just basically saying that I want to continue to do this goal. I set this goal. I want to set this goal and this record, and I need a split board. So if you guys know anybody that I could borrow one from, or anybody that could like hook it up with one, That way I could use it for the rest of the season or get one for like dirt cheap, like a full setup. That would be ideal.
Right.
But when that happened, people reached out to Alex, people reached out to myself, and they all asked us, like, we want to help out. Like, what can we do?
Yeah.
And they were like, give us, like, somewhere to send money to you, which is, like, so crazy. And I would never, ever, ever, like, ask for anything like that. And all these people just started, out of the goodness of their hearts, started helping us out because they love what we're doing.
Yeah, which is so awesome, and we're
We're
really,
so
really
thankful to
grateful.
you guys, for sure.
So probably like 5 different people reached out and
I think it
sent
was
some
5 or 6
funds.
different people.
And through that, plus another friend who reached out to offer us a discount on Burton.
Yeah.
Between the discount and the funds that we received from you guys so generously, we've been able to purchase the split board.
Yeah.
So it's going to get delivered to Seattle, which is Frankie's
My
sister's
sister's
house.
out there, which is like part of where the epidemic is right now, I guess, in Washington. But the great thing about Vanlife is that we're sort of able to stay away from like the big crowds and big places and cities and stuff.
So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But so right now we're in Tahoe, which all the mountains around here are closed, which is unfortunate because it's dumping snow for the first time in like 3 months. So we've got this big epic snowstorm and nowhere to snowboard.
What? Yeah, I'm going to let the dog in because he's
the dog needs to come in. Okay. So we have 2 mountains left to do here. Frankie hiked Heavenly today. We have to do Kirkwood and North Star, and then we'll be done with Tahoe. Then, especially because of everything that's going on, we're kind of moving our trip up, and we're going to get to Seattle as quickly as possible. And I don't mean Seattle, the city. I mean a suburb of Seattle, like an island off the coast of Seattle where Frankie's sister lives.
Correct.
So we're going to head there as quickly as possible. Our drive up there, we're going to have limited interactions with anybody.
Yeah.
We're going to wash our hands.
When I pump gas, I'm going to use a paper towel or a rag to do it.
Right.
And then I'm going to throw out that paper towel or rag, and we're going to use sanitizer and wash our hands. The best thing you guys could do is wash your hands, get fresh air, and be out in the sun as much as you can. This is what we're being told helps you from getting the virus as well as, defending against it.
Right. And so we'll say before we get into all these like tips that obviously Frankie and I are not Center for Disease Control experts.
At all.
We are following their advice.
Yes.
Because resources like that are the places that we need to go during times like this.
Yeah.
My sister is a public health inspector, so her and I talk a lot about this. But it's really important to listen to news sources that are reliable. You need to not just read every single article that you see on Facebook and go into a tailspin, because that can be so bad for your mental well-being.
And another thing is, guys, is pick and choose what you read about coronavirus and stuff, because you don't want to read things that are going to make you hate what people are posting. You want to read things that are going to help you with dealing with this issue that we're having at the moment. So yeah, just there's gonna be a lot of negative things, and people oh, I hate how foolish they are and overhyping it and blah blah blah. Listen, the reason why they're overhyping stuff is because they just want to keep people in their house and not allow people to cross-contaminate. The less cross-contamination, the better it is for us, and we could actually defeat this virus before it becomes something really terrible.
And, if everybody just stays in and then it doesn't get as bad as it potentially could get, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Us avoiding big crowds, a lot of events that Frankie and I were scheduled to go to this season are just flat out canceled. Yeah. Obviously, all the mountains are closed. Festivals are closing. All of these fun events that everybody looks forward to, we can't do them because you have no idea if you're infected, you could go infect so many other people.
And Alex and I really had a very beautiful moment, I feel set up for us in the sense of the rest of the mountains that we were going to do, and the people we were going to meet along this rest of this journey. Hopefully we could still meet all these people and have all these interactions to help showcase different mountains, as well as finish our world record that we have put forward. But taking the break from it and everything, just due to what's going on, is super important. Yeah. And just understanding what's around you and what's happening. Like, these places closed for a reason, for a purpose, so they don't have mass gatherings of people. And then even if one person had it, they could transfer it to a ton of other people. It's super easy to get. Mm-hmm. So, people our age more than likely won't die from this epidemic.
But just because of that means that we should be helping others. Correct. And staying home and making good choices. Correct. So that we're not spreading the virus among ourselves. Like, yeah, I might only get a cough and a little fever, and in a week I'll be fine. Yeah. But I could pass it to somebody who could die.
Like my grandma, for instance, she's older, she has respiratory issues. So, like, I don't want her to get something like that. So if I was to be going anywhere, I would not be going around my grandmother at all during that time, because I don't want her to contract that virus and then, God forbid, she passes.
Yeah, so think about the people in your life, because everybody's got somebody who's elderly, who might not be very well, who has underlying health conditions. Yeah. Everybody knows somebody like that. Yep. And we really just need to be protecting those people as much as we can. Yes. And so the way to do that, obviously everyone's talking about wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Correct. Wash your hands. Yeah. If you're going to cough into your elbow. Yes. And still wash your hands. Correct. You need to make sure that you're not going to these social gatherings. That's why everybody's, kind of self-quarantining. Businesses are closing. Offices are doing work from home. The thing about van life, though, a lot of us are nomadic. A lot of us work remotely online anyways. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of self-isolating in that way. Mm-hmm. The other thing about van life is that you can always kick off and go to a really rural place, go to BLM land, mm-hmm. Go somewhere where you're not going to be around other people.
There's a lot of good opportunities for van lifers out there to stay away from these situations and just stay in protected places, so you're not going to contract this virus and transfer it around. So just being smart about where you go is super important for not giving the virus to anybody else if you wind up getting it.
And you can still do beautiful things. You can still go for hikes. You can still, we went for a hike this morning. Yeah. But we didn't see another living soul when we were out.
So, and even when you guys left me and you guys went back to the house, I continued to hike a little bit further, and I saw another gentleman snowshoeing, but he was at least 50 feet away from me. Right. And that's as close as we got to each other. We talked from a distance. Nice. You don't shake hands with people right now. Don't high five. Fist bumping, from what I read, stops 90% of the germs, from what I read. Just a fist bump
instead of a
handshake. Yeah. But even just doing like the little gnarly thing.
Yeah, or just like wave.
Like there's somebody all the way.
We were at a party the other day and everybody was elbow bumping, which is great. Mm-hmm. So, it's these little things that you can do. Obviously, the party was kind of at the very beginning of the outbreak, and at this point we probably wouldn't go to the party. No, not at all. But you need to think about these things, staying away from other people, being in remote places, and your van is the perfect way to get there. Mm-hmm. So you can take your van off grid. You hopefully have a way to store water or to filter water. We stocked up on food and supplies, so we have tons of beans and canned goods and dry goods and a lot of things that you would stock up on in a house. We have stocked up in the van. Obviously, you have less storage space, so you have to be smart about what you're purchasing, and you can't just buy every single container of toilet paper that this store has. Yep. But with some creative organizational solutions.
Can I say one thing? Guys, you have a shower in your house. If you have to use the bathroom and you don't have toilet paper, you could use the shower.
Yeah, this worldwide toilet paper crisis is a bit ridiculous. There's also tissue paper and Kleenexes and paper towel. There's a lot of options that you can get to before you have to worry about not being able to wipe your butt.
Yeah, there's a lot of other things for sure.
Yeah. But so we do have a small stockpile. We have like 4 rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah, we have 4 rolls of toilet paper. We have some type of like baby wipes and body wipes and things like that. Right. But we already had those in the van. Right. we're two people. We don't use that much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we have the van where we usually are going to the bathroom in public places.
Yes.
So whether it's a gas station or a rest stop, those might be more difficult to find now because a lot of stuff is closed. So you might be doing a little bit more shovel pooping or pooping on board. But, you know, that's okay. And, you know, hopefully the gas stations stay open, at least the pumps.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You can get out to, like, an escape place. You know, the van is the ultimate, like, zombie apocalypse escape vehicle.
For sure.
You know, it's your off-grid home. You know, you probably have solar power, water filtration, stockpiles of food. Like, you could be off-grid for a while.
Even though it's, like, dumping snow outside, we have enough power to last us at least, I would say, a week without sun, and then we could always turn the vehicle on and charge up. Right. So we are fully self-sustained in the sense of power. But yeah, just going back to how we might even be able to help van lifestyle is, you know, we are young, and if you have not contracted the virus, then you could see if anybody in the area needs like groceries or help with things. And you could go out and help others in need that are more prone to catching, you know, the virus or anything like that.
Yeah, we feel super fortunate that people have reached out and helped us. Yeah. Not necessarily specific. Well, I mean, it's kind of corona related, but you know, we feel really blessed that people reached out and helped us, and you know, we want to share that blessing with other people.
For sure, we want to give back.
Yeah, and so we're working with a kind of collective of people to figure out exactly the best way to do that. And, you know, maybe even something as simple as looking on, you know, a local Facebook page and, you know, seeing if there is need or if people in your community are asking for help. Because you have a van, you can move goods. Yeah. You can put a ton of groceries in your van and then, you know, deliver it out to people who are immunocompromised and don't want to go to the grocery store.
I mean, I guess the whole question is, if there's anything even left in the grocery store.
Well, you know, a lot of stuff will hopefully come back. It might be slim pickings for a while. That's, you know, a reality of the situation. But, you know, if we all can't live on fresh things for a while, you know, this isn't the worst thing that's ever happened to the country or the world. And, you know, hopefully we can figure out ways to, you know, still feed ourselves.
Yeah, 100%.
And that we'll, you know, if it comes to a point where it's really bad, that we'll come together and figure that out together as a community.
Yeah, and we all, in times like this, need to be thoughtful and help out each other and have a lot more sense of community, which we've sort of, like, distanced ourselves from a little bit. You know, help out your neighbor. If there's an old neighbor out on the block that can't really get out and there's a bunch of snow in front, help shovel for them. Do something. You know what I mean? Like, something small goes a long way, and it's just, it's very good to just put yourself out there. Because good things will come back if you do.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, if you are self-quarantining in your van, you know, you could do that at your, you know, one of these remote places, or you could also, it might be a good time to kind of reestablish a home base. So if you could find a friend or a family member somewhere that you know, would be welcome to stay for a while, you know, it's not a bad thing to kind of lay some roots for a little bit and have that comfort and community of your friends and family to kind of rely on.
Yeah, especially if everybody in the family's healthy, you guys can hang out together, and it gives you opportunity just to be around your family more. And there's nothing more important than, like, good friends and family. You know, being around those people really makes for a better life, and you know, you never know when you may lose them, so it's always good to spend as much time as you can with them.
And especially if there's somebody that you're worried about, like, you know, hopefully you're healthy and feeling good, and hopefully you stay healthy and feeling good. You know, and if you can go and be with those people who, you know, really need the company, you know. But obviously, you know, we're not saying spread it around. You know, this is friends and family and people that you're close with.
We're saying be smart. If you're healthy, move around and help other people out. if you become sick at any point in time during this, like helping out or being with your family, stay away from them.
Yeah, if you're
You know what I
feeling
mean?
any
If you're
kind of
feeling any type
off,
of symptom, go
even
get
if you
yourself
don't think
checked.
it's COVID, just like stay away from people.
So the thing that we heard recently, we don't know how true it is just yet, but like if you are going to get tested for COVID, you could contact ahead of time, make sure that the situation is safe for you to go there, and then getting checked out is actually free. So from what we've heard,
So the thing
look a little
about
deeper into
American healthcare is that, especially van lifers, a lot of us are self-employed, a lot of us might not have full health insurance. Like Frankie and I are both coming from corporate America, basically, where we had very good full insurance.
Now
and
it's a little
so,
different.
we do have, a Christian healthcare ministry, but that's also, a little bit, we don't know how to navigate that
Correct.
yet. And a lot of people don't have any kind of coverage.
Yeah, and realistically, with that going on, how does that hurt or affect our coverage?
Right, and like
COVID?
The system might be overwhelmed and all of that. So the thing you have to know is that getting tested for COVID is free. It's covered by the government. It's covered by the insurance. So you can walk into a doctor's office and get tested for COVID. You should not just walk into an ER or walk into a doctor's office if you're very symptomatic. You should call ahead. You should call a telehealth line. You should check your symptoms over the phone first and see if you even need to come in for testing.
Yeah, like not exposing yourself to those elements keeps you from getting it. So if you don't have to go to the doctor because you're not showing the right type of symptoms, then stay at home.
Right. But if you call your doctor and they say, yes, come in, for sure, go in and don't worry about the cost of getting tested for COVID because it is covered.
If you have an opportunity to get to a place that's more remote, to go for a walk or something like that, that's also some things that you could do, during this time as well.
So fresh air and sunshine are good. You want to stay healthy. You want to be eating good foods.
Yes.
You want to be exercising. Go outside, get some fresh air, get some sunshine. Just do it in places where there aren't other people.
And just keep a distance from people as well. So if you are in a place where it's more congested or there's more people out, just make sure that you stay like about 6 feet away from everybody, because it will be harder for you to get any type of virus or anything. And if you touch anything outside, go inside and wash your hands.
Yeah, just wash your hands all the time.
All the time.
When you come inside, wash your hands. Before you go out, wash your hands. If you touch anything, wash your hands.
Yep.
That's literally the best thing that you can do to stop the spread of this virus.
Yep.
And, as a van lifer, we are a little bit reliant on, the gas stations and the grocery stores and all this stuff.
And the community also respecting what's happening and, like, not going out as much in the sense of what's going on, because you guys keep us healthy too. You know what I mean? If we're the ones moving around and doing these things to help out, we don't want to contract the virus as well. So if we could stay away as much as possible or at a distance, that works for us right now.
Right. So basically, we just wanted to jump on here and give you guys an update for what's going on with us with COVID. We are staying at a friend's house right now. Ooh, can you go get my battery charger?
What's that?
My battery is running low.
Oh, gotcha.
So maybe we just move over here. Sorry, we need to regroup. You got
the phone?
Yeah. Sorry for the interruption. But we're back. So we just wanted to give you an update of what's going on with us and all the things that we're dealing with right now. And hopefully, you guys are staying safe and making good choices, and we can, work together as a community in this time of need. Everything is saying that it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Everything is saying that right now is kind of the calm before the storm. We are, all harboring it right now. And, now is the time that you can give it to others, which is why everything is shutting down. And we're glad the mountains shut down. It obviously makes this world record attempt more complicated. But Frankie hiking the mountains by himself, it's a little bit more dangerous, and it does worry me.
I mean, especially right now. Right now, we're in a place where there's, like, super high avalanche risk, just due to the fact that it just started snowing a ton here, and it hasn't snowed a lot. So there's a lot of ice underneath all of this snow, which makes it unstable, and the more weight on top of ice, the easier it is for it to slide. So, I have to be smart about what I'm doing. I'm going to watch videos and try to get a better understanding for all the avalanche stuff and understanding of the snow, and then, go from there. For now, I'm going to hike the less pitched areas and ride the less pitched areas to keep myself away from any type of avalanche, hopefully.
And I mean, a lot of people have said, you could just give up and you could just, call it and nobody would, begrudge you for failing. And we get that. And if it comes to that, if we get to a place where we need to cancel, we will. And obviously, we're going to take, the CDC's advice and, make sure that everything that we're doing is good and not dangerous and not in, a likelihood of infecting other people. But for now, we really want to continue to make this goal.
Yeah. We want to continue to make this goal, and we want to be able to achieve it. We want to stay true to our word when it comes to what we put out there. We want to finish, and, this goal is a huge part of this year for us and a huge part of what we've been working for. So, to see it possibly questioned and it could, we could lose the opportunity of doing all the mountains that we put our mind to. It's a little bit heartbreaking, but we're going to work as hard as we can to make it happen, and we're not down and out. We found out a way to make it happen and finish it up. Sure.
So we're going to keep pushing towards our goals, and you guys should too. I mean, if there's things that you are, really wanting to do, do them. If you're, excited about a craft project or excited about, cleaning out your house or,
if there's something new you want to learn. Maybe you want to learn to speak a new language. Right now is the perfect time to really something like that. For us, we're going to continue to work hard, edit videos, catch up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I know I have a lot of content to catch up on.
Yeah.
And relieve some stress there. And just try to hike a couple mountains and get this thing cracking.
Yeah.
But we also do have a couple other issues with the van as well.
Well, so our windshield wipers, or our windshield is cracked pretty significantly right now, and so we need to get that fixed.
Yep.
So hopefully the place to get it fixed is still open. We're going to go check that out tomorrow, or maybe Tuesday. Anyways, we'll talk about it. But, we are going to basically finish the 2 mountains here in Tahoe, get the windshield fixed, and then head to Seattle so that we can regroup at Frankie's sister's house. From there, we can decide, can we cross over the border into Canada to finish in Alberta and BC? Will that even be allowed a week from now?
Yeah, can we even cross the border by then?
Everything is just changing so quickly.
Yeah.
And, obviously governments are telling people to limit travel. My parents just canceled a trip to Morocco, and lucky they did, because hours later, no flights were going to be available from Morocco back to Canada anymore. So if they hadn't missed their flight, they would have been in a big trouble.
Yeah, and like Kia said, keep hope in your hearts. We're keeping hope in our hearts for many reasons. We're keeping hope in our hearts that we're going to finish our goal. We're keeping hope in our hearts that everybody's going to respect one another and try to stay in a quarantine type of area, whether it's your house or a friend's house or a family member's house. Stay away from big crowds for now. We have hope in our heart that everybody's going to work together to get rid of this COVID, as well as work together so we could achieve this goal of getting all these different mountains in a single season.
Yeah, obviously the get rid of COVID is the bigger goal.
Well, yeah, 100%. That's why I said it first.
Yeah.
And ended with what we're doing,
Yeah. So basically that's it. Follow the advice of the CDC. Listen to your local government. Listen to the travel advisories. Yeah. Follow the directions online from all of these reputable sources. Don't let yourself get sucked into this kind of fear-mongering and worrying. You really want to protect your mental well-being as much as your body well-being. So we talked about eating well and going for walks and getting outside. You also need to think about what you're absorbing when you're scrolling through Facebook, when you're watching the news. Maybe limit yourself to so much information per day, or an hour to catch up on things, because you can really get into a scary headspace.
Yeah, and like we want you guys to stay healthy mentally as well. Like that's a huge thing. Being stuck in the house for many days is not necessarily a good thing. So if you have a backyard, that's a good opportunity to get outside into your backyard, chill out, soak in the sun a little bit, chat amongst your family. Just take the extra step to get to somewhere that's safe, healthy, and you could readjust your mind by being outside. Don't get too deep into what everybody's saying out there. Just try to have respect for one another at the end of the day.
And for Vanlifers specifically, we really don't want to be labeled as the people who spread the virus across the country.
Yeah.
Like if you're, say for us, for example, we're in Tahoe and we're heading up to Seattle, like God forbid, we shake hands with 40 people on the way and give them all the virus.
I mean, luckily that doesn't happen to us so much. But maybe do like the elbow thing.
I'm just saying,
like one of these,
I know the elbow to elbow, but like limit your interactions with people.
Yes, limit them for sure.
And if you are doing big travels or big drives, like to get home or to get to family, be as self-contained as possible.
You know what I want you guys to do? I want you to take a moment today and the next couple of days to reach out to friends that you haven't reached out to in a very long time. Like people back in high school and maybe like video chat. First talk to them like through text or something or Facebook, and then see if you could video chat and just like catch up with one another and see how that feels. It might give you a little positive spin on life and help you and them cope with the situation that's happening
That
right
also
now.
makes me think a lot about loneliness.
Yeah.
Because, loneliness is an epidemic in our society on its own.
Yep.
And I feel like it's only going to be exacerbated by people having to kind of self-quarantine and stay in. Like, if you can't do your regular routine, if you can't get to work, if you can't do these things, and you're spending all of your time alone, that could be really sad.
Yeah, and
so that is nice to reach out to somebody.
All this video interaction will help out. So if you guys have a friend who's like single, lives in their house by themselves, and they're not gonna, go out as much, like, just pull up your phone, video chat them, and just make sure that they're good.
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends out there that I always try to reach out to, just knowing that they may lead a single life a little bit more than others, and it's always nice to hear from them or to reach out to them and make sure that they're doing well.
Yeah, I mean, just because we're not connected with our bodies doesn't mean that we can't be connected with our minds and hearts.
Yes, for sure.
And so the video chatting, being live with you guys here now, telephone calls. There's so many ways. It's the 21st century, and I know a lot of people are weird about, making phone calls and whatever, but like this is a perfect excuse.
It really is.
Like,
really
I haven't talked to you in a while and I'm quarantined in my house. I thought I would just reach out and say hi. And you know what? The other person will probably be super happy to hear from you.
Yeah, I mean, just during this trip alone, I've met up with several friends from back in high school, and it's been an absolute pleasure to meet with them and to just see what they're going through in life and what's going on with them, and just to see them doing so well is like such a good feeling. It's like, most of us got out and are doing very well.
Yeah, and those are people that, I mean, maybe you had like a little bit of contact with through Facebook.
But
it's not like you'd been
completely different
with them for the last
and
number of
even
years.
just having that like video chat interaction is definitely different than talking over the phone or text messaging.
Yeah.
You get that real feel of like how the other person feels on the other end as well.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Our words of advice are to follow your local government and CDC information, to limit your contact with other human beings, get outside, get some fresh air,
sun, if it's sunny by you, dry up everything, all the germs around you. Wash your hands as much as possible. If I see you go into the bathroom and come out without washing your hands, I'm calling your ass out. I can tell you that much
I caught
right now.
2 people doing that last week,
and
I wanted to oh my God, I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
But anyways, and then the last thing that we want you guys to keep in mind is to keep your hearts open and to help those in need, to, think about the members of your community who might be sad, who might be lonely, who might be needing assistance, who might be, running out of food or whatever it might be, and help those people.
Yep, help them out as much as you can. And if we could help out some people out here in California and Tahoe area, let us know. If you know anybody, tag them in this, that if they live in California, and maybe we could help out in some type of way. We'd be more than happy to.
Absolutely. And if you're somebody in the van life community who wants to help out others, DM us on Instagram, because we're trying to figure out ways that we as a community can help others.
Yeah, we're mobile. We could get most every single place with the type of rigs we have, and we could also live off grid for a while. So, if we could help out, let us know.
Yeah. So that's all for today, guys. We really appreciate you being here. This is the 7th episode of our live stream podcast. Yeah. And there's more to come. Obviously, we've taken a bit of a break from our build series, which we will get back to eventually. It's just, the other way that this podcast is great is that we can talk to you about what's really important right now. Yeah. Our videos tend to be a little bit behind. So, by the time you've edited it all and, got it all together, a week or two has passed since those actual moments occurred. So, like, the video that I put out today is, basically a week and a half, 2 weeks old. Yeah. So, this live stream podcast is a really good way for us to talk with you in real time about what's going on and about the important things in our life. So we're going to sign off from the podcast.
We're going to stay on the live.
We'll stay on the live. But thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you in the next episode.
Later, guys.
Okay, so the podcast is done. Hello, and thanks to everybody in the chat. This is our most bumping chat. Kia is just popping off. Outdoor Adventures and Traveling just showed up. Armando from the Vault popped in and said hello. I'm actually really excited because Armando from the Vault is sending me a sticker.
What? Armando, you the man. We're going to put that in the fridge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
So that's like Armando does coin collecting, and that's a really big thing in the coin world is to trade stickers. So he asked if we had a sticker, and unfortunately we don't yet. We're working on it. Yeah. But so Armando's going to send us his sticker, and so we're really excited about that.
Thanks, Armando.
Yeah. Seda Cook Fusion also popped in. She's got some yummy recipes for you guys. Kia the YouTuber does like live spoken poetry. It's like really cool. Outdoor Adventures and Traveling does just that. He goes outdoors, adventuring and traveling. We love you guys so much. And we really appreciate you popping into the live stream. Yeah.
That's awesome. Did you see what Armando said?
Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet, Armando.
Yeah. We appreciate. Armando said your videos are worth waiting for, and that means the world to us. I mean, we work so hard every single day creating the content that we put out, whether it's filming or if it's just trying to figure out what we're doing for that day. Most of our stuff is super spontaneous, so like trying to like bring things together and make it feel great is just what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and we're so glad that the videos are kind of landing and, people are enjoying them.
Yeah, I mean, we love what we're doing. So if we could continue to do this for a while with the help of you guys just hanging out and bullshitting with us and just having a good time, that's what we want. We want to be able to travel all over the place, right? I mean...
And right now, obviously we're grounded a little bit because of COVID, and a lot of van lifers are kind of experiencing that. Like Eamon and Beck, who are two really big van lifers, they're currently stuck in Morocco because there are no flights back to Canada.
I feel bad for these people, but I also feel amazing for them because they get to like be stuck in a really cool place for a while. Yeah. As long as they're staying safe and
it's tricky. It's like I would love to be stuck in a desert island or whatever, but when the reality of it comes through and it's like, you're away from your friends, you're away from your family, maybe you don't have unlimited funds, maybe, you were supposed to be home for something or whatever. Like, it's stressful to be stuck somewhere. Obviously it's great to be stuck somewhere that's beautiful, but the whole world seems to be impacted by this right now.
Oh, for sure.
So, it's not really good to be stuck anywhere right now. Yeah. And so hopefully if you're stuck anywhere, it's with your friends and with your family.
I mean, we're sort of stuck right now as it is because there's a crazy snowstorm going on outside.
Yeah, there's a huge snowstorm going on outside right now.
Right now in Tahoe, there's been about 3 feet of snow in the last 2 days. Yeah. And it's still going. And it's going to continue to go for like another couple days. So, yeah. Hopefully we could get around and move around and do what we need to do. But at the same time, we also want to keep it safe, stay away from each other, And we hope that if we do see you guys out there and you do say what's up, say it from the distance. Love you, but 6 feet, please. Thank you very much. I'm gonna take off my split board and I'm gonna hold it out and be like, stay right there, just so we're that distance apart. We're good to go.
You're funny. All right, guys, we were going to sign off the live stream here. We're so grateful for everybody who popped in, and we will see you next time. We'll definitely do another one of these probably when we get to Seattle.
Yeah, we'll be over by my sister's house. I'm so excited to see my sister, her husband, and my baby little niece.
Yeah, and it's so important for us on our way to Seattle that we don't come in contact with anybody.
Because I do not want to give that baby anything.
No, so we're going to be extra super careful and make sure that we are following all the procedures so that we stay nice and safe and clean, so that we can get to Frankie's sisters and not get anybody sick.
Yeah. But guys, thank you again for tuning in. We love you all. And we hope to see you guys again in the next one.
All right. No hugging.
Yeah, no hugging. Later, guys.
All right. Bye. I never know when to end the chat. Like, do I just watch here until you walk away and then stop
You could just hit end and then...
Did we ever check if it keeps going or
not? No.
No, we never did.
It's probably going right now, though.
Well, so see, it looks like we're still talking.
Yeah, hit end.
Technically, I gotta wait for you to walk away.
Okay.
Because that's kind of what the... No,
right now? Oh, no, not yet. Okay, now?
I just want to make sure the whole thing gets broadcast, and I think I need to download a new... oh, there you go, end stream.
End stream.